Hello, good morning students, and welcome back once again to another video for the magnetic effects of electric current. And in the previous video we studied a very important topic, that is the construction and working of electric motor. However, it was based on a simple principle that whenever force is applied on a conductor, if it is kept in a magnetic field and current is passed through it. Now we are doing the exact opposite of it. Michael Faraday, scientist who discovered something exact opposite of that. We studied that if this is a conductor, okay, and it is placed in a magnetic field. It is placed in a magnetic field. This is north and this is south. And current is passed through it, current I is passed through it, and the magnetic field moves from north to south. We know that it will experience force. Okay, how? So we take this left hand, the current is moving in that direction, magnetic field is in the opposite direction. So as you can see, magnetic field that direction, current in that direction, and my thumb is in the downward direction, which means that this conductor will move downwards. This is the topic that we studied last time, and it is the topic on which the electric motor is working. This principle is the principle for the working of electric motor. Now we are doing the exact opposite. So Michael Faraday said that we are not passing the current, okay? We are not passing the current. But we are taking the conductor and then we are moving it in the magnetic field. So previously what happened? We are providing the current, so we get the motion. Now we are providing the motion. So what will happen? Will we get the current or not? So what he did was, he took a coil, okay, a coil that is electromagnetic coil like this that we studied, but he did not provide current. Instead, he placed a galvanometer. A galvanometer is a device which detects potential difference. We have voltmeter for that, but voltmeter is showing the movement or the potential difference in one particular direction. We are talking about galvanometer which has a needle in the center which can move on either side. Okay, so if the potential difference is in that side, it will show that direction, and if the potential difference is in this side, it will move in this direction. So what Michael Faraday did was, he took this coil, okay, and he took a bar magnet. He took a bar magnet and he passed this bar magnet through the coil. As soon as he moved the magnet, the galvanometer started showing deflection. So the needle was moving. So what? He stopped. He just placed the magnet somewhere over here, in between. He stopped the magnet. He was not moving the magnet anymore. And so the galvanometer which was showing the deflection also came back to 0. So he started moving the magnet once again. Moving the magnet once again, and therefore the needle once again deflected. This shows that whenever there is potential difference, there is always current. So which means that if the current is provided in the magnetic field on a conductor, then the conductor moves. But if the motion is provided in the magnetic field, then current will be generated. It is the exact opposite. If current is provided, then motion will be generated. If the motion is provided, then current will be generated. But the magnetic field should be around it. Okay? So we had studied in the previous video how magnetism or the magnetic field applies the force on a current carrying conductor which is set in the motion. Now if we are providing the motion on a conductor which is kept in a magnetic field, then current is induced or generated in the conductor. I repeat once again, this is really important, so pay attention. The previous topic was, if current is passed through a conductor which is kept in a magnetic field, then the motion is generated in the conductor. It will either move upwards or downwards depending on the direction of the current. But if we are providing the motion, then current will be generated in the conductor when it is kept in a magnetic field. Or other thing can be done. What Faraday did was, he experimented a little bit. When he moved the magnet really fast, when he was entering, the magnetic field showed deflection in this direction, and when he was exiting, magnetic field showed deflection in the, galvanometer showed deflection on the other direction because of the magnetic field. First there was north pole, then south pole, so depending on the pole, the deflection was on either side. Okay? Now what he did was, he kept the magnet stationary. He placed the bar magnet like this, and he took the whole coil around it. He started moving the whole coil. It was not that big, so no need to panic. He placed the magnet on the table, and he took the coil around it like this. Okay, once again the galvanometer was showing the deflection. So it doesn't matter if the magnetic field is moving around a conductor. Okay, if the magnetic field is moving around the conductor, there is motion in the magnetic field, then the current will be generated in the coil or the conductor. Now we use similar experiment in our day-to-day life once again. We used electric motor for our advantages in our house and daily work. There is one more thing where we use this function, which was given by Michael Faraday. So Michael Faraday's this invention or this discovery led us to the invention called as electric generator. Okay, so if you have seen in an electric generator, it makes a lot of noise. It works with a diesel engine or something like that. So there is a very simple working for it. A machine is actually moving the coil inside a magnetic field. There are magnets placed around, and the machine is moving the coil, which creates the electric current. So it is the exact opposite of electric motor. If we are providing the electric current, then also the axle will move. But if we are moving the axle, then current will be generated. Current provided, then motion will be generated. Motion provided, and current will be generated. I hope it is clear to you, students. Now we come back to this example once again. We come back to this example. Suppose we have kept this conductor in a magnetic field, and we are inducing current or generating current in this conductor by moving it. Let's say that we are moving it in the upward direction. Current will be generated, obviously, we know that. But either it will go in this direction or this direction, that we don't know. So suppose this is a conductor which I have kept like this, north pole and south pole. So magnetic field is moving in this direction, north to south. And I am moving this conductor in the upward direction as I have shown in the figure. So the conductor is moving in the upward direction. So I want to know where the current will be generated. So if you remember, to get the direction of motion, we had Fleming's left hand. And Fleming also gave the other rule, which gives us the right hand. Okay. So in order to find the direction of the current generated, we used right hand. In order to find the motion of the conductor, we used left hand. But to find the direction of current, right hand. Fleming's right hand rule. So I have kept the conductor like this. I am moving it in the upward direction, north to south. Same thing as this one. The first one was magnetic field, this one was motion, this one was current. The same thing is happening over here. This is magnetic field, this is current generated, and this is the motion. So I keep the conductor like this, magnetic field going in that direction, thumb, it is going in the upward direction. So my second finger is pointing in this direction, which means the current will be generated from back to the front. So the current will be moving like this. Now suppose I am moving it downwards. So this means that magnetic field is still this way. So downward direction like this. That means the second finger is showing the movement from this. So front to back. And therefore, if the conductor is moved downward direction, then the current will be in the opposite direction. So we studied one more important thing today, that is electromagnetic induction. When a magnetic field is moved around a conductor, then the current is induced in the conductor, and this process is called electromagnetic induction. And the principle of the working or electric generator is the electromagnetic induction. It was first found out by Michael Faraday. Okay, Michael Faraday. And we also know we can find the direction of the current generated with the help of Fleming's right hand rule. Fleming's right hand rule. So this is the exact opposite of the previous topic. First, if current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences force, and we had electric motor for that. And in the same way, if a conductor is moved in a magnetic field, then current is generated, that is electromagnetic induction, and we have electric generator for that. So for motion, electric motor, and for current generated, we have electromagnetic induction, and with the help of that we have created electric generator. Okay. Now in this case, with the help of the motion, we create DC current, that is direct current. Direct current. There are two types of current that we are going to study. More on this direct current, and the other type is alternating current. We'll talk more about that in the next videos. Okay, we'll see the difference. And the important thing to know is that the current that we use in our day-to-day items or our household appliances, that is AC current, that is alternating current. And the ones that we use in our toys and everything, small batteries, that is DC current. Okay, that has a positive and a negative sides on a cell or a battery, that is direct current. I hope it is clear to you, students, and we'll talk more about electric generator in the next video. Have a nice day.